What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'd be easy.
How much did you give me here?
I think it'd be 36.
Okay.
There you go.
How much is it?
3.5.
No, it's seriously. How much?
3 tickets for 25 cents.
Why don't you roll? I'd say that.
Will said he was taking over.
These will wash off.
Is he John? Sure.
Yeah, with that line. I said hello.
Yeah, that guy.
I know about those I never give you my ticket though. I never give you my ticket. Hi, it's Suzanne's or something. Can you put it on? You didn't put sunscreen on either.
Yeah, look at my camera. 6 pictures left.
Sure, it's a great
Okay. Katie. Kate.
I got a cool one then.
Thank you very much.
You're not to make all your Dennis.
Pardon?
You're not to make all your Dennis.
No, I'm not. I'm not that brave either.
Okay. Do you want your face shaved or your leg shaved?
My face. Not my legs, not my face.
I have to do some shaving. Okay, we need the towel. What was that towel? Take your face off now.
Myself.
Oh, yeah.
No, you gotta wash it off.
That's not much for
You gotta wash it off.
Those are chicken breast after the tattoo, Carla?
Down here, Mike. I feel like it's lighting it there.
well done, Ben. You were the only one that got the nerve.
I gotta get my bunny back.
So I'll do another one.
I need Bugs Bunny.
These ones too.
Oh, I like Bugs Bunny. Yeah,
Okay, so that's 4 chickens, please. And where's the box? Thank you very much, sir.
How do I get these open?
Where?
Kelly, what number though? 10? 20 something. Did it work? Did it work?
It worked.
See, let's see. Oh, cute. Yeah, that is. We're on rolled off. Everybody calls it Rudolph, but it's rolled off. It's called Rudolph forever. Well, I was telling Ted, I said, the fire department doesn't have a long enough name. Do I say Rudolph? Oh, you're just, it's coming, don't worry. It took me a while to get there.
A lot of virgin skin I see around here, girls. Come on. Lay it on.
I'm waiting to get a rose.
Get on. There's a huge beautiful rose in there.
My stuff is up here.
Oh, excuse me.
Where'd you put my stuff? Over on the yellow chair. Hey, that's a good idea. Her name is Sean. Hello, Sean. Sean Cassidy.
No, you're just gonna do it's your job. Stella was here all the
There she
time.
goes.
Look, we got down to a price. Either AG. That's the story right now.
Already.
I got a volunteer.
There's 3 tickets.
There you
Watch
go.
me. When it's my turn to watch me.
Yeah, you're not quitting, are you?
I didn't.
You got it. You got your prize? You do now. There you go. We need 3. That's candy.
So what are you going to buy with your tickets?
I don't know. Maybe I might get my nails done.
Where do you get your nails done?
Yeah.
Okay. You would look beautiful if you had your nails done.
Now I go to tattoo.
Holy macaroni. Oh boy. Terrific. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Okay, darling?
So let me see how much tickets I have. So I have 4. So I'm going to ask.
So what happens here, Alex?
Candy.
What do you mean candy for what? You sell candy?
Yeah.
Uncle Tom?
Oh, candy. Oh, I see. Oh, candy shop. Oh, I see. Okay.
How many tickets do we need for candy?
2.
2 tickets?
You didn't watch me.
Why don't you get 2 bags?
2 bags?
Give them 4
He's a couple
of tickets? What do we get for a couple of tickets?
I'm looking at any one they want.
Yeah,
You can have that one?
I'm gonna buy 2.
Cigarettes are going on.
What's in here? Candy?
There you go.
And I'll buy another 2 tickets.
There's 2 there.
There you go.
You're making so much money.
Wait, you're saying what?
Here's the ticket.
Oh, you don't need that hair on the back of your neck, do you?
Tickets here. Okay, Mom.
Candy out here.
Are you doing?
Sure. Okay, let's just hold it on there long. No, I think it will if we hold on there long enough.
Over here, Mom. Come to the tattoo parlor.
My wife will say that.
You're only already picked it up.
So, how many? Papa, look at all the stuff
How
I
you doing,
won.
guys?
Hi, Papa.
Hi.
Look at all the stuff I've won. I'm still willing to do 6 for you.
Let's play some frisbee.
So are you selling all those candies?
No.
Oh, no.
Buddy, I'm not done with
If you want
get-
to.
I know.
Oh, that's good.
And there you go. I'm not done yet. But I need the money, please.
Yeah, I gave you the money.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Didn't even feel me.
I'm too hard in business here. Release it over it. Those are the big bills. I need like the manager to come here to like switch it off.
So do you guys need some money?
Shit.
No, not for you. I'm talking about this.
Oh, the biz. You want to buy some?
I want to buy.
The tickets. There you go, Allie. Yeah, we got lots. Oh,
$200. So what are you gonna give me?
I will give you. Let's see what I'll give you. I will give you.
No, just give me. What's the bit? So.
That's good. Go.
No, I don't. I'll just give me 3. That's all right.
Here, I'll keep the rest.
No. You just that's part of the.
Thank you, sir. I think we should have this close to the bottom.
Yeah, but my label's a fallacy. It doesn't really.
Now, Stan, if you'd like to tell us anything about that one. Oh, yeah. Classic guy.
Oh, you're on tape.
Now there's the drink.
Lap dancing. You know what happened?
No, don't make that count.
Number 3 moves 5.
Oh!
I bet. Oh my.
I should never listen to it.
It's the last one.
Number 4 moves 6.
Yeah! Get out of here! I bet 2 on 2 and 5 2. That's a very different.
Number 6 moves 5.
Yeah, but this is a bot.
Number 2 moves 3.
He's got a bot wine label. Okay.
Number 5 moves 4.
Here's mine.
Yeah, but it says product of Italy. It doesn't say bottled by the owner. This one says bottled.
Oh, he doesn't get the label.
Oh, wow.
Number 6 moves 3.
they have to.
No! Why are you?
Number 6 moves 1. Number 1 moves 1.
Yeah!
Number 2 moves 3.
Yeah!
Number 2 moves 4.
No! Yeah!
Number 6 moves 2.
Molly's coming up too fast.
Number 6 moves 3.
Yes! Going!
Number 4 moves 5.
I forget what I said. Get out of here!
Number 1 moves 3.
Yeah!
Oh, they're almost at the thing.
Number 5 moves 6.
Yeah! Yeah! No! Stay, boys! Stay!
Number 3 moves 5.
No! What? Why are you doing it?
Number 2 moves 1.
No!
Number 6 moves 2.
No! Jeez!
Number 4 moves 1. Number 5 moves 6. And it is the
Oh, and Molly is out.
Yes!
Number 5.
So it's elimination. Yeah. Okay. Last one.
Number 2 moves. Number 6 moves 2 and Number 2 moves 6 and Number 3 moves 5 and
Kindergarten, suck all the ink out of the
I'm going to. I didn't realize they had.
You smell like grape? All right. Isn't that amazing? That's good to smell, isn't it?
Family Weekend Retro Night. So you're going to have the pleasure of looking back on some fond performances, I guess you'd say. So sit back and we will begin when I have the signal, the secret signal.
Nice laugh, Lana.
Signal!
Thank you, Linda.
Signal!
Okay. And
Welcome to our special ensemble. Woo!
I was hoping they'd be here.
That was so funny. That was so good that
Worse than the last time.
Come on, clap, everybody. We thought we'd never see you again.
This is the only decent drop we ever had. So we'd like you to, if you recall, this was our tribute to the family weekend from our 20th anniversary. And if you all want to sing along, the tune goes to those were the days.
where's the microphone?
Brian, you've lost an earring. Griselda, you've lost an earring.
No, you have to have the mic.
Where's the mic?
It's over there. Don't turn it around, Phil.
Where's the mic? Where's the mic?
Used to gather every year. And if those places spoke to share their stories, well, these might be the things that you would hear. Those were the days, my friends, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. 20 years ago on Gabriola, Lloyd thought that he would like some company. So Claire sent invitations to the family. And that is how the weekend came to be. On Friday we would greet the first arrivals. They'd come each hour then from noon till dark. There'd be so many tents out in the field that strangers thought we were a national park. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. Guests would often come with Carl and Elner. Their presence on the weekend was a plus. We got to meet some charming, gracious people. We'd never asked what they all thought of us. Marg and Mary are two gifted sisters. They've projects to delight the soul and eye. When they put kids and paints and themes together, imagination really starts to fly. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. Every Sunday morning, Father Bernie would help in celebration of the Mass. It's swell to know a priest who will make house calls. He sure does give the weekend lots of class. Dom knows risk and reward can go together, and so from him we all learned quite a lot. In Sooke or life, if you can turn an ace up, he'd say, take your chance by covering the pot. Those were the days, my friend, you thought they'd never we'd have a time carefree with all the family, and sure to have our way. Flo's the model for our reputation in handling any crowd who comes to eat. Our secret is we boil some more potatoes and slice a little thinner on the meat. The Hanleys are a very sporting family. They play base and volleyball and golf course, but they best show off all their athletic prowess in the race to place a bet on a wooden horse. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. The menfolk like to tackle jobs together, since work goes faster when there's more than one. And if time is spent on plans rather than action, the women are around to get things done. Sometimes a bit of discipline was needed. We always thought Earl's bark worse than his bite. But when he yelled, hey, all you kids, be quiet! Even crickets stopped their chirping in the night. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. Both Bev and Martin know there is great value in keeping doors and windows open wide. That meant 8 years ago our cousin Paula didn't have to knock, she just could walk inside. Bill has a voice as big as any ocean. His personality's that large as well. But all that size is hazardous to deck chairs. But chairs can be replaced, so what the hell? Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. Elaine and Ben, a crazy aunt and uncle, who raised the weekend fun at least by half. Their smiles and their humor are infectious, and when we're sad they always make us laugh. Walter is renowned for his martinis. At least one year they were a real hit. That afternoon, according to Claire Hanley, 'twas husband Lloyd and not the Barbie that got lit. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. We've raced inner tubes, built rafts and ridden tractors. We've played games, won prizes and had lots of fun. We've grown up surrounded by these priceless memories and talked down on the beach when all was done. Our tree is growing taller, wider, stronger. Who would think that such a group would get along? And now we have at least 100 voices
130.
to join us in our anniversary song. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance a weekend and a day. We'd have a time carefree with all the family, for we were young and sure to have our way. Now I will predict for you the future. I see fortune, love, and wealth, and great success. And it's keeping all the family together. That's the key to lives of joy and happiness. What are we? Oh, this is the last chorus. Yeah. For these are the days, my friend. We hope they'll never end. We'll sing and dance forever and a day. So let us raise a cheer. See you same time next year. These are our days. Oh yes, these are our days. La 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 la. La 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 la. These are our days. Oh yes, these are our days.
Richard, you got an earring on the ground there. Oh, hi, Bert.
Called to say I love you. And that's an old Stevie Wonder song. I was going to say Stevie Winter, but was it jazz? Blues? Okay. Okay, is everybody ready? Yeah. To Mary and Walter and Lloyd and Claire, to Martin and Bev and Bernie and Phil, to Eleanor and Carl and Mark and Ben, to Dom and Elaine and Earl and Flo. No Boxing Day to celebrate, no family weekend out at Sooke to get away. No wedding rings, no food to bring. You might think it's just an ordinary day. We just came to say we love you. We just came to show how much we care. We just came to say we love you, and we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. No better time to show you how. Hey, here we are, we're all grown up now. But what it is, though old so new, to fill your hearts like no 3 words could ever do. That was weird. We just came to say we love you. We just came to show how much we care. We just came to say we love you, and we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. We just came to say we love you. We just came to show how much we care. We just came to say we love you, and we mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
That's not Matt, it's Rob. Kalen running. So there he is.
Drew.
Who?
Drew.
Drew. And how old is Drew?
3.
3. And how old are you, Becky?
4.5.
4.5. I can't believe it. And when is Drew going to go to kindergarten? Fantastic.
5.
5. And so, are you just about ready to go to kindergarten, Becky?
Yes.
Well, have you got anything more to say? Have you got nothing more to say, you guys?
Well, in a way. Eggs. Eggs. You know, Terry and Julie
What else we doing here?
Everybody, can we gather as close? Laura, have you got the music? I do. Okay. Now, this is not really an excuse because repetition is good. But we do send the same music as last year.
Suzanne,
And this is a light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. You all know that one. One basket. The day for which I've been waiting. That one. Oh, you want to hear? We know that. Love is something if you give it away. It comes right back to you.
Hey, no, guys.
He's got the whole world in his hands. So the first one. What did we sing when we were processing? I don't remember.
Does anybody?
He's got the whole.
No, we are Christians.
Yeah. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit. We are one in the Lord. And we pray that all unity may one day be restored, and they'll know we are Christians by our love. So we're going to process up, and then Doreen will give a little bit of the family history. Mass will begin, and after Mass we will cut off the helium balloons, pass them out, and together we will let them go up. Okay? So I'll just pass these out, so we'll have to share them a little bit. Are you okay looking on?
Tongue sticking out 4.
Now, I don't want you in the middle, I want you on the sides.
Turn around the other side.
Will you
The other
get
way.
some?
Somebody's got to go that. These guys have to turn around facing that way. That way. You need a.
Who else is there?
We need a big one. Where's this? Jan, is Lisa around?
And
Drill.
one can run, and we are one in the Spirit. We are one in the Lord, and we pray that our unity may one day be restored. We'll walk hand in hand, and we'll guard with that dignity and faith and trust, and they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love.
Alexandra. I know that. And then there's Suzanne.
Jill.
Is that Kelly or?
Hey, Kelly.
Very, very important, and I think the older you get, the more important it becomes. And we sometimes think, why didn't we ask some questions, and why don't we remember some of the stories that we were told growing up, particularly about dads coming to America, some of those details. But we're very, very lucky to have our cousin Doreen here. Now, Doreen is the granddaughter of our Uncle John. And John was an older brother of our dad, Patrick. And Doreen really grew up at his feet and was a very beloved grandchild and listened to many of the stories and was lucky enough to be with him until she was about 30, and so remembers a lot of the history of the family. So Doreen is going to share some of those details with us.
Good morning.
Morning.
This job's been dropped on me, and you probably know far more than I do, really and truly. Ellen and Michael Hanley had 10 children. The eldest was Martin. Who left first, and he went to America, and he ended up in Chicago. He did marry an Irish girl from County Roscommon, but somehow or other we never seem to have traced his in-laws. The next one was Mary, and she left when she was about 16, and she ended up in Chicago. There must be some attraction about Chicago. Then followed John, who is my maternal grandfather. Now, I was 30 when he died, so I learned quite a lot about the Hanley family, what they were like when they were children, because there were still children a lot younger than him. He was the one that stayed at home to help his mother because she became a widow. Their father died at 55, tragically, as it happened. So he stayed at home to help her and support her. The next one was Thomas, and the next one was Daniel. Those two, we don't seem to know where they are. Maybe one day you might find out and let me know. The next was Catherine, who died at 22. TB was very rife in Ireland at the time, and sadly she died at 22, so she never left home. The next one was Anne, who you all know became a nun and founded the Poor Clare Order in Spokane. Then we had Bridget, who didn't leave straight away. She married in Ireland. She married a neighbour, a man called Michael Geelan. Then we had Dominic, your Uncle Dominic, you all have heard about him. He left and went to, I think it was Los Angeles first. Then we've got Donald Patrick, and you all know who Donald Patrick is. And because of him and his wife Jenny, that's why we're here today, celebrating 25 years of a Hanley family reunion. If anyone said to me, what do you think, what is it about the Hanley family? I think I'd say unique. Anyway, and I'd like just to say thank you to all of you for making us always so welcome when we're here. Thank you very, very much.
We did not follow cleverly devised myths when we made known to you the power and coming of the Lord Jesus Christ, but we have been eyewitnesses to his majesty. For he received honor and glory from God the Father when that voice was conveyed to him by the majestic glory, saying, "This is my Son, my beloved, with whom I am well pleased."
Speaks of a special experience that people have at times in their lives. He calls them peak moments. And he tells the story of a mother serving breakfast to her husband and children. At one moment, she's overwhelmed, overjoyed with joy and love for her family. In fact, she becomes so choked up that she can hardly speak. Well, I recall having such an experience on the occasion of a pilgrimage to the Holy Land some years ago. We were in the old city of Jerusalem, in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, preparing for Mass. And this church is the traditional site of the tomb of Jesus. As I'm preparing to celebrate Mass, one of the group came along and said, "There's an Irish sister here who would like to join us for Mass." So we had the Mass, and immediately the Mass was finished, I went and introduced myself to her. She was an Irish nun working in South Africa, had the opportunity to go back to Ireland to visit her family, and decided that if she was ever going to visit the Holy Land, she must do it on her way back to South Africa. As it turned out, she was living with a group of sisters in the old city of Jerusalem, where they have a hostel. Likely cost her $2 a night, and apart from that, she was on her own. Well, we invited her to join us for a few days. Since we had our own bus and there were empty places in the bus, we asked her if she could provide her own food. We would take care of her accommodation, and two of the group, privately and very quietly, picked up the tab for her hotel. One of the sites we visited during the 4 days we were together was Mount Tabor, the very site of the Transfiguration that we heard described for us in the Gospel just a few moments ago. Sister and the group were at the altar, and I was in the sacristy at the other end of the chapel. And as I'm preparing to begin the celebration of Mass, I hear this music. I didn't know that she could sing. I didn't think our group could particularly sing. But from where I was, it literally sounded like the angels. It was a very, very moving experience. And during the celebration of the Eucharist, a sister continued to lead the group, and it was amazing. Her enthusiasm, her joy inspired the group, and that the same beauty in the singing of the hymns continued throughout the celebration. Well, for me, that was a peak moment. And those times come to us at different times in our lives. And so it is that this remark of the psychologist Abraham Maslow helps us to understand what Peter, James, and John experienced as recorded in today's Gospel. For a few precious moments, they saw Jesus in a totally different way.
500 loaves of barley bread, 1 basket, 2,000 fish, and 5,000 loaves of barley bread. At the feet of Jesus, I lay down to share my basket, and I'm sorry that there's not more there. But Jesus just smiled. I thank you, my child. And lifting up my little life began his prayer. For 1 basket, 2 fish, and 5 loaves of barley bread. Now the basket was bulging with fish and with bread.
In the rain, in
he's got the moon and the stars. In his hands he's got the wind and the clouds. In his hands he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the rivers and the mountains. In his hands he's got the oceans and the seas. In his hands he's got you and he's got me. In his hands he's got the whole...
Alex, did you get it over? Yeah. That was an accident.
Yeah, it is good. Okay, you got a good string. You got a beauty.
Get him in the center. And hit the tree. Yeah, Mark, you should let everyone know when to...
If everybody would move to the clearing in the middle so we avoid the lines, and we will send our balloons floating skyward. To remember all the people who have gone before us and to send our love floating upward. Elner, Earl, Lloyd, Walter, Gilbert. Here we come. There they go.
That's so cool, man. That's great.
They've gone that way.
Yeah, right.
He was just right here. Yes, you can have some chips. Sure you can.
Chicken!
No dessert till after you've eaten the frog.
Chances. Good going, Ken. Then after the best shot, the worst shot, and this isn't necessarily the worst shot, but Richard was convinced that someone was shamelessly shaving strokes off their score. He can't prove it, but he's highly suspicious. Barry.
Barry, shot that good.
Barry.
Yeah. Get up there. I'm not 43, all right. Why couldn't you shut that down?
You can't mess with the big one.
Over the hill now. And then the next group down is the juniors, and the really young ones are the beginners.
Aww.
So normally I would give the younger people's prizes out, and then I'd give the more senior people's prizes out, and I thought that was a mistake, because one of the best things about the reunion is the way that the generations interact. So you're all mixed in together. So, the first excitement of the weekend was provided Friday late afternoon, early evening, when two intrepid souls in a raft started to head out to sea. So a special recognition of their rafting skills, because they kept very calm. Kate and Kelly!
Hey, go get it! What did you get? See? Where's your sister? I don't know.
Part of the reason they kept so calm is they saw two big strong guys running out to help them. On the smart side was Glenn, who walked around on the rocks, and on the more adventuresome side was Phil Slater, who just jumped into the water. Phil and Glenn.
Go, Daddy!
Yes. The themes of the weekend is if you come here and you have little kids, if you're patient enough, someone will take them off your hands. After about a half an hour this morning, Kathy wandered around and said, I wonder where my kids are. She just hoped someone had them. But we train them early here. Babysitting award, 3 of them. Sam and Lisa and Leah.
Thank you, thank you.
You do notice that's all girls.
He's a big babe. No. He's a big
Stickers. Glow-in-the-dark stickers. And your mom will let you put them on your walls and ceiling. One of the focuses of the Saturday night entertainment, of course, is the horse racing. And I lose track of who wins what money. But I can always rely on the race being run fairly because we have such a superior set of jockeys. And this year we're recognizing Ben Turner and Alex Burns.
I put them all on. I tried.
And for his brother Sean, who chose not to embarrass himself so shamelessly being tattooed, we're giving him an award for being the best caddy because I'm sure he was very helpful to his dad walking around the course.
It wasn't even his dad.
There are a number of pets brought to the ceremonies this year. We let our balloons off, which is always a very meaningful thing for the family to do. But when you're really young, you cannot figure out why you should waste a really good balloon like that by letting it go. But Mommy explained that it's to say hello to those people that couldn't be with us this weekend, and Hannah and Paige sorta understood.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute. What do you say?
One of the other highlights of the Mass was, of course, the beautiful float. And we never would have been able to get it up there without the strength and agility and sure-footedness of quite a lot of carriers. But we're recognizing this time Stella and Rebecca.
It's funny how she responds to Rebecca.
You want to open it up? She's so cute.
You know, she would,
Versus Rebecca?
I finally got one.
good little both with her. Yeah, that's great.
That's so.
We're always very pleased when people... Now, more on the Irish theme. I'm very partial to leprechauns. I believe in them. And when I got here on Friday, I saw two special ones. Alex McCauley, who was wearing a really cute t-shirt. And my favorite Uncle Martin, who still reminds me of a leprechaun because of his twinkly blue eyes and dimples. I was going to give him a mug, but Bev says he doesn't like those thick ones. That's another family secret reveal. E. Kelly Slater.
Yeah. Look at the baby.
Hey, Kelly.
Wasn't she staying the night or something one night?
In September, we will have another new member of the family getting married in Toronto. We'll lose you a lot of wedding gifts. But we want to welcome her officially into the family at this very special time for us. Danny Newman, soon to be Lynch.
Good golf game.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Good stock.
And last but not least for this section of the awards, one of the things we always like to do is make our guests feel particularly welcome. If they come often enough, we'll make them honorary Hanleys. But for first-time guests, welcome to our celebration. And this year we're saying welcome to Lindsay, Shannon, Shelley, and Wendy. Only the girls.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
He didn't introduce himself to me.
Girl, smile, everybody.
I'm a Hanley. Did you hear that?
I'm an honor. And that's it for the prize giving. Now I think Uncle Dom, we're planning to have dinner as close to 6:30 as we can. So I think Uncle Don wanted to...
Much of a fuss, she demurred. It was just a bunch of junk we had shoved in the back of a closet. You know how Martin hates clutter. This gave me the perfect opportunity to clear it all out. The donations were put to good use when Stella and Danielle ran out of adult gifts at the fish pond. Bev was mortified, though, when Stephanie showed her the lovely pillar candle she had won and was planning to give to her mum. Oh my gosh! Bev was heard to whisper, what if Shauna recognized it as something she gave me last year? She'll think I didn't like it. Worse yet, what if she doesn't recognize it and I end up getting it back for next Christmas? And last but not least, hygienic misadventure. Another item I promised I wouldn't mention, but I lied. Mary says that unless she has access to a flush toilet next year, she's not prepared to stay overnight at Sooke. I barely survived the most horrid run-in with the porta-potty, she exclaimed. I remembered that hand cleanser would be available. So when I finished my business, I picked up the pink cake of soap in the little gray sink. Just when I was beginning to wonder why I wasn't getting any lather, I looked up slightly and saw the sanitizer dispenser. The shock was almost enough to cause me to go a-gang in my pants. I ran out of the toilet like I was on fire, holding my hands up high, desperately hoping I could find some ice cubes and a paper towel to clean myself before the caustic fluids would eat through my skin. I'm only glad I didn't try to wash my face as well. The fun fair we had.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Ali had seen on TV a program where kids had this, and it reminded everyone of the fun fairs that the cousins used to have when they were much younger. So it's a nice bit of nostalgia. But the purpose of the fun fair was to raise money, and it was decided that the charity that they would raise money for was Helpful a Dream. So first of all, I want to recognize the people that participated. Selling the tickets were Alex Burns and Mike Turner.
Okay.
Manning the barber shop was Ben Turner.
Yes, Alex.
But we're just clapping for you.
Okay.
At the tattoo parlor were Stephanie and Suzanne. Doing the nail polish boutique, Kate and Kelly.
Oh boy.
The fish pond was manned by Stella. That most popular spot, the candy shop, was manned by Alex Macaulay.
Oh.
And the face painting and finger and fortune telling were Lisa and Samantha.
Hey.
Okay, and Allie did fish pond and William did shaving too. Everybody helped out. So I would like to ask Linda Slater to come up and Allie. And Allie is going to make a presentation of all the money that we collected. Where's the money?
Kill my dreams.
Just a second.
I know I have blood on it.
Because you were in the battle of...
You start to bleed or something? Awesome.
Your mom will know. How much did we collect again, Kathy?
Oh my. I think you saw that thing.
$155 and 85 cents.
I'm representing
That's great. Terrific. That's great.
Before we get to the cup, I have a couple of other...
Kathleen, we just kind of get them up. You guys wanted to get a picture.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, we have
we
to.
had a baby.
Okay. Anyway, we got to get a picture of you with your.
Kelly taking up all the
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
You have to hand them the...
Okay. Now, okay, now just, okay, there it is. Okay, there you are. Okay.
Hand it to them.
Fantastic. Terrific.
no, they don't. Sorry.
That's great.
Where's that going to? Where's your point?
Make a wish.
Oh, Neil, quick, you got a hand and pick the name on there. Bo's about to sing.
Some of us now know all about the Ballykilcline group. And we were introduced to them by Bev and Elaine. If they can come up and have a little token from us, please.
Where's Bev? There you are. Ballykilcline, you're
Famous?
Okay.
We could
Okay, just stay there. Stay there. Okay.
we could
Terrific.
we didn't want to get them back.
Thank you.
And one last award, and remember, it's the giving, not the gift, that's important. Mom found this in the basement. She'd done it herself many years ago. But it's our privilege to have shared this weekend a number of times with Doreen and Harold, and they say that we make them feel special, but they make us feel special too. And it's through Doreen that really we know anything about Grandpa Hanley's brothers and sisters. We just wouldn't if she wasn't so interested in the family history. So if they can come up for a little tiny presentation.
Yay.
Mother drew this. She got the shield at a garage sale, of course. May you cherish it forever and ever.
Doreen? Doreen? Okay, Doreen, okay. Turn around. That's it. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Okay.
Good morning.
And now for the most important part of the evening. I feel it is, and I get quite anxious talking about it.
Okay, you guys.
Every year.
Okay, Darren?
First of all, I want to say again, welcome to all the family and friends to our 25th family weekend. And as Doreen referred to it, our Silver Jubilee. Now, I hadn't really thought about that, and I thought that was kind of a fancy term. But I think it's a good one if you think that Jubilee comes from jubilation, which means something joyous. And to be able to celebrate with everybody for 25 years certainly is cause for a joyful celebration. The theme this year was Ireland. And Ireland is a land with a deep sense of tradition. And as descendants of the Irish, we share that sense of tradition. And obviously, this weekend is one of our more important traditions. I read, though, that tradition can't be static. For it to remain meaningful, it has to evolve. People change, times change, you grow older. And although we celebrate this weekend on the same date, it's never really the same. There's always something different happening. Because even though, in the large view, this is the family, in capital letters, weekend, each of you, so many of you now, this is hard, brings something special of yourselves. And maybe this is why the weekend has gone on for so long. Each of you has something special and unique about it. That brings special meaning to you. So at the core of the weekend, there is an essence. An essence that has remained strong. I don't know what the essence is. It might not be the same thing for everybody. But I want to share something with you that may give us a hint as to what part of it might be. I read kind of a funny mother's letter first thing. I want to share with you a letter from another very important mother. March 8th, 1960. Written in the small house at 3881 Savannah in Victoria. Eleanor at work, Queen's Printers. Martin at Harjim's, Granny's handwriting's hard to read, machinery. Margaret teaching at the mission. I'm doing the usual, baking, ironing, etc. Plan to move Tuesday the 15th, to a larger house on Saul Street. Lloyd, Claire, and their 4 children were down from Nanaimo Sunday. Earl, Flo, and their 7 were there also. Dom and Elaine with their 2 also. Father Bernie and Father Phil were here for supper last night. Wrote to Sister Mary at 4954 Santa Monica. Usually get to 6 p.m. Mass in the church daily. Had snow last week, gone now. Am to have my new teeth Friday. Going to visit the hospital tomorrow with Mrs. Ray. Mrs. Williams is sick in St. Joseph's. Ben and Margaret to be married the 29th of May. Have bought a house on Quadra Street. Intentions. Money to pay the down payment on the house on Salt Street. Martin and family to find a new start. Margaret and Ben to be very happy. Earl to do well in his work. And pay and move the house on Quadra and Mackenzie. All blessed with good health and peace of mind. Father Phil and Father Bernie, good health, and blessed in their great work. Vocations amongst our grandchildren. Thank God for our many blessings. May we always have a happy home. Now, Mom found this letter last year. Eleanor found it behind the picture of the Sacred Heart, and she sent it to Dad. She gave Bernie, she said, the original. And you wonder why anyone would write such a thing down. It's so ordinary. Why anyone would bother to find it and send it, and that Dad would keep it and I would find it. But it's the ordinariness of it all that makes it so special. Bernie said at the sermon today, peak moments. I think Granny and March had a peak moment when she was thinking of her family and how happy she was when they were there, as many of them as they could fit in the house, and even more, and was so filled with joy that she just had to write down what she was thinking that day. And maybe that's the essence that we're looking for in this weekend, that when we're together, we're at our happiest.
Kathleen, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's absolutely wonderful.
And now for the cup. It's becoming more and more difficult because all of you have shared your ideas with us over the years to single out one of you, or two of you, or three of you. When I was packing to leave this weekend, I had the TV on as I normally do, and something flashed by, and I remember it. It's a proverb. Tell me something, and I may forget. Show me something, and I may remember. Involve me in something, and I will understand. If this weekend is about involvement, then I can think of no better two people to receive this cup today, because they have been involving us and inspiring us for far more than 25 years, and they're the ones that told me about the essence. Margaret and Mary.
Hey. 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 Reverend. That's great. Wonderful. That's great, Marge. That's fantastic. Now, Mark, you gotta say something. You gotta.
I don't think I can.
Okay, there, just said something.
That's great.
I don't know why I feel particularly touched this year, but I do. And we always say that our main concern is the children coming up, and I think it really is. And we just want them to continue, I guess, really, and to keep the faith.
Yeah.
Continuing along Margaret's trend of thought is that the importance of the children to develop a sense of family. We have a family that is able to communicate that. And these, you don't worry about who is not here, but you rejoice in the people that are here. And know that the door is always open. Circumstances change. Some people can't make it, can make it. That doesn't matter. It's the people that are here, and that this weekend is something that is so important, so important. And I'd have to say that I get a lot of my inspiration from Margaret, so I have to thank you.
That was great.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Okay. Good.
That's good. That's wonderful.
She does it every year. It gets us.
Oh, that's good.
We have one or two last special things that Debbie and Sean and a bunch have done. So if you can just bear with us for a couple of minutes while we get that ready, please.
Brian's all done up.
I know. Brian, my son-in-law. And you're not Catholic.
Who the hell cares?
That's good. That's good. I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
No, that's okay. That's great.
Gail!
Ah.
Come and sit down over here, Gail.
Yeah, Gail, you're a senior.
You're a senior. You're
Sit.
a senior. You get to the back row.
Across a great sea, to reach the far shore then is our destiny. Our grandparents showed us the best place to start by drawing the map that would act as our chart. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps us afloat. When the voyage started there only were two. Now 80 years later just see how we grew. Grandpa was the captain and Granny his maid. They signed on together, they coupled their fate. They hauled up their anchor and cast their lines free, prepared to be challenged by life out at sea. With their love to guide them, they steered their own course. They rode out the storms when the winds were gale force. They sat out the doldrums with patience and hope. Working together, they learned how to cope. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps us ships heading true. This they passed to the sailors who became the first crew. They added their wisdom and set the goals high, and wrote the instructions which we now sail by. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps us afloat. When the voyage started, there only were two. Now 80 years later, just see how we grew. Roy was a doctor, Phil and Bernie both preach. Mark, Mary, and Eleanor have the talent to teach. They devoted themselves to body, spirit, and mind. Better examples of sharing we never could find. Tom is in business, Earl and Martin they build. Each taught us success comes from being fulfilled. Persevere, give best efforts in whatever you do. And in calm or rough weather, you'll always get through. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps us afloat. When the voyage started, there only were two. Now 80 years later, just see how we grew. Walter had dignity, we learned humor from Ben. Carl's gracious and kind, they're the most gentlemen. Leadership is something that they understand. Compassion and strength can go hand in hand. Faith and look forward, and the sea can be crossed. Believe in yourself and you'll never get lost. Role models unequal, Betty, Claire, and Flo. They encouraged us all more than they'll ever know. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps us afloat. When the voyage started, there only were two. Now 80 years later, just see how we grew. This anniversary we honor with pride. The Celtic tradition of our grandfather's side. The source of this truth, navigations and art. As much with your hands, you sail with your heart. Family we share in this relationship, which our grandparents built us to last the whole trip. To cherish and preserve it is our legacy. So it always protects us as we travel the sea. Life is an ocean and love is a boat. In troubled water it keeps
stories started, they only were true. Now gathered this weekend, we are Dawn and Jean's crew.
Cheers, Anissa.
Sure. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they see your heart away.
They're actually in Ireland right now. They were really disappointed to learn when they originally booked their trip. They thought that the weekend was last weekend, the long weekend. Went ahead and booked their dates and found out that unfortunately they were going to miss this weekend, especially being the 25th. I've had the honor of my parents instilling this tradition in us, and I don't think I've missed a weekend since its inception.
That's great. Fantastic.
And of course neither have they, so they were quite disappointed to be missing the 25th of all weekends. So they just wanted to let everybody know that their thoughts are with us, and they wish they could be here too.
That's great. That's it. Thank you.
Come on, Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex. Pick it up and go.
Are you supposed to go?
No.
Okay.
Where are you going to display it?
Okay.
Where should we display it, Ben? In the middle of the path?
Allie.
She's one. Should they put it here and then move it over? Yeah, why don't we put both of them here? Okay. Well, let's get some wine out here.
Okay. Now, what's going to happen here? Okay.
You gotta wait.
Okay.
Right here, Sean. Sean, right here.
Crap, and I just ran out of film.
Boy, that's a fantastic.
Oh, I knew that. Sweetie, move out of the way, please, Alex. So when you finish the cake, Dr. Hill.
Oh, that's great. Okay, there you are.
Sean, you have to be in charge of cutting back.